I already have the AKA, by the way. So,
Oh, really? What is it?
hey, everybody. Welcome to a new episode
A
of
new
Black Girl
episode.
Charmed, a charmed rewatch podcast with two Black girls. This week's AKA is the long ass nap because I am a very mean but fun partner. Well, funny partner. I'll tell you after I introduce my co host.
I am Nelle, your other co-host of this Black Girl Charm podcast, a member of the 92% as we enter into 2025. Um, I'm excited for the new year. We've been cooking up some stuff in the background. Ray's been stirring the pot. I've been holding the pot, and we're excited.
Oh, I can hear stir the pot for a while because of Real Housewives of New York.
I was trying to keep up on Real Housewives of New York on like Twitter. I lost the plot a long time ago.
Man, my my notifications on Twitter are still going crazy because Bryn, the half black, half white woman who is white presenting.
Okay. I was confused because y'all kept calling her black, and when I finally saw a picture of her, I was like, "Is there another Bryn?" Because I was so confused.
So I say that she is white passing if this was BET Plus presents Imitation of Life. But to other
But not
people,
BET plus, not BET for her. What are you doing?
yeah, so she's white passing to some people. And in the last episode, she was like, as a black woman, it's just so hard for me to be taken seriously without people thinking I'm a slut. And I just can't believe that as a black woman, she would do this to me. I also can't believe, trigger warning, that she knows that I'm a rape survivor and she would say this about me. And it just went left because, once you drop the R word, everything goes left. Uba was like, if I knew that you were a rape survivor and I was talking shit about you, may Allah strike me down and take my firstborn. And then she threw up. Then, after everything calmed down and production put Uba and Jessel in a hotel for the night, Bryn was like, you know what? Come to think of it, maybe she didn't know I was raped. And that's when everybody was just like, oh, I hate this bitch. Get her out of here.
Oh, also, if you are a shitty ass person, you having trauma doesn't negate the fact that you're a shitty ass person. As long as I'm not using your trauma against you and I'm still calling you out for being a shitty ass. Yo, I hate when people are like, but did you know that I was X? That does not negate the fact that you're a shitty ass person.
After a certain point, your trauma becomes a choice. And when I say
It
that,
becomes it becomes a punchline in your life because God knows we use our trauma as punchline.
I mean, yeah, it's like I'm not funny, I'm just deeply hurt. But Bryn, she's very sexual and always like, oh, I'm gonna fuck your dad. I'm gonna fuck your husband. One of her taglines is make me mad and I'll date your dad. So like
I did see that and I was like, is this a particular dad we're talking about? Because I mean, there are a few daddies that I would, but I mean, neither here nor there. That was just such a weird tagline. I have not, outside of Married to Medicine, I have not been in tuned with the Bravo universe lately. It's been a few years, and I find that I was watching just solely reality TV.
mhm.
And I've kind of stepped back outside of Married to Medicine because I love Quad. And Heavenly's a mess, and Dr. Jackie is undercover mess, so I can't pull away from them just yet.
Mhm.
But I've been watching a lot more scripted television,
Mhm.
not as under the watchful eye of you, but just kind of getting into stuff that's like a little bit less, which I
Heavy.
really can't even say less heavy because I watched Found.
Well, to that point, I've also started the CW's Children Ruin Everything. And it's a very lighthearted 22-minute comedy. We're in 4 seasons already.
You
And
said 22 minutes?
yeah, and it's literally about I love my kids, but they fucking suck.
Oh, okay. We were
Like,
talking about that last night at dinner because um I was saying how I don't drink amaretto sours anymore. And so
mhm,
I had amaretto sour last night, and we were chuckling over the fact that my oldest, when he was younger, you remember, would tell everybody that I would have mommy juice at night.
mhm.
And Mel was saying one day he had taken him out to dinner to give me some time. And he had told the waitress, because to this day, Aiden be trying to embarrass me. Um, he had told the waitress that um, I like to drink mommy juice every night, which is a falsehood. Okay. And the waitress was like, I can see that. Most mommies have mommy juice every night. I can see that. And the waitress said, and not just because of the babies either. And then just looked at him and walked away. And I was like, oh, you
She
took a
don't.
stray bullet.
I think like the last episode I watched, they were discussing like their monthly budget. And it was just like, before we had these fuck ass kids, we had money.
We have money. Every time I think, okay, I'm gonna get, which is a lot. I mean, I still get myself something nice. But every time I feel like I'm gonna budget for something nice and
Hmm.
still have like money left over, you be like, Mom, I need this. Mom, I need that. Mom, Mom. Get out of my face, bro.
Honestly, with my kids now, my God, I don't understand how y'all, Ray, Ray, like, stop calling me. Stop calling my name.
See how I'm triggered?
Stop calling me
My
for
little one
real.
is like that. He's like, Mama, sit down. So we had what we consider a snowstorm, right? We had 3 inches of snow. But these drivers down here can't drive anyway. So he stayed at home, and I was in a meeting, and Mel had taken him for the first half of the day. So I had to take him for the
Mhm.
second half. And I was in a meeting, and he said, Mama. I said, yes, Mason. He said, Mama, I got poo poo. I got a poo poo. And I was in a meeting, and I was like, little boy. Luckily, it was a one-on-one. But oh my gosh, I was like, little boy. I said, so go poo poo. He said, no, I need to poo poo now. Go poo poo. Because, and he always does that too, because we're trying to potty train him. He is solely uninterested. He only likes the little toilet flusher that makes noise. But
Mhm.
other than that, he's solely uninterested. And I'm not going to traumatize him. So whenever you're ready, I'm fine. It's not like before with daycare, it'd be cheaper, but it's not. So I'm not traumatizing him. Whenever you're ready.
No,
But these
they
kids are assholes.
they're like, Ray, Ray, what? I need a doo doo. So go doo doo. You're 4. Go. Leave me alone. Stop
He
calling
wants you to
me.
wipe his crack.
Oh my
Oh my
God.
God.
And then when their actual mom comes to pick them up, they're always like, wait, can you pick me up? I don't want to go downstairs. I don't want to do it. I don't want to go. Ray, don't leave me.
Don't leave me.
You can't leave. No, you can't leave.
My goodness.
No, it's fine. I'm leaving. I, I now know that fear that parents have when they wake up before their kids do and they just lay in bed and then you hear the children moving. You're just like, fuck. I pulled out my laptop. I was ready to work. And then I heard those slippers in the hallway. Like, well, no work is getting done. We're going to put you away. Let's hide the remote. You just start hiding shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, enough about these fuck ass kids.
Yes, that's why we've also been on break because of these fuck ass kids.
It's been a very long time since we have graced the internet with our presence. So, what has been on your report?
Well, the reason why the AKA is called Long Ass Nap is because once upon a time ago, Jose survived an apartment fire and was in a coma for like a week or so.
What?
Yeah, and we were
Look at more Jose lore. Oh my gosh.
we were comparing childhood trauma because as a child I was hospitalized for 9 days. He was in a coma for like a week and change. And I was like, okay, well, you took a long ass nap while I actually got poked and prodded. So, and I just feel like, yeah, this feels like a long ass nap in between episodes.
Yeah.
But let's see, I've been watching Desperate Housewives, still doing it. I've been doing season 3 through season 8, so I'm finally in the last season. If you kept up on Clock app, TikTok, you know I don't like Lynette. Bree and Gabby are my queens, and Susan is just Susan. I watched Jurassic Park 1 and 3 and Fallen Kingdom. I thought Fallen Kingdom was the last one, but then there was a scene where like the last dinosaurs on the island all perish, and I blocked that out because it is beautifully shot, but also very, very sad because a volcano erupting and all these dinosaurs are like trying to find somewhere like that's safe, and there's nowhere that's safe. It's like no, no, not these fake ass creatures. I watched Twisters. It's a total date movie, but not better than the original.
Okay, okay.
This is going to be one that shocks film nerds and nerds in general, but whatever. I finally watched Glengarry Glen Ross. Obviously, because I love movies and pop culture, I know about it, but I've never watched it. It's always been one of those movies. It's actually been adapted. It was adapted from a play of the same name. Of course, there's a rewatchables episode that covers it, but it stars like Al Pacino, Ed Harris, Alec Baldwin, Alan Arkin, like a who's who. Like even what's his face that we don't talk about, Kevin Spacey's in it.
Oh, he still had hair. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's such a good movie if you like storytelling. It's literally like watching The Godfather now, and you see
Okay.
like The Godfather's influences on everything in media. You see a lot of Glengarry influence in media for this is like a 91, 92 movie. Such a
92.
it does remind me of our Cablevision days because these motherfuckers were treating selling yo digital cable like you always gotta be closing. You always gotta be closing.
ABC, ABC. I hated that job.
Right? Every call is a sale. And if it's not a sale, it's because you didn't make it a sale. Shut the fuck up. I don't think the two-time non-pay who has to pay for everything outright with no discounts is going to make a sale. But that's just me.
That's just me.
I watched Unforgiven. I forgot that I watched it, but it's Morgan Freeman, Clint Eastwood, and Gene Hackman. And I did Laid on Peacock, 8 episodes, very funny, very raunchy. If you like true crime and sex and laughter, it's for you. And obviously, Married to Medicine. Don't care about Phaedra. Sweet Tea's fertility journey is terrifying. And honestly, why are we working this hard to give Dr. G a baby? And I will ask you that question. Why are we working so hard to give Dr. G a baby?
Well, sweet.
That was me segueing into
Well,
you, into your,
I know, I know. I'd feel bad for Sweetie if that wasn't her pickup line, right?
you're right. She did say, I'm going to give you a baby.
So I think so. Last month has been really cool. I did a bunch of cozy Christmas novels. I won't even name them now because they're not Christmassy. But my favorite was X's and O's. It was a MFM uh cozy Christmas novel where everybody was doing everybody for Christmas. Happy holidays. Ho ho ho. And then I got a handheld gaming system for Christmas. So I've been playing Dungeons of Hinterberg and I got stuck. And then I realized, oh shit, my PMP is in 2 weeks. So I knew that it was in 2 weeks. I thought I had time and I didn't. Like in my head, I knew that it was there, but I was like, oh yeah, I have time and I didn't. So I did a lot of PMP studying over the holiday break, which
I'm still
wasn't
doing
fun.
my project manager course and to split my rent.
So you need to think about the project manager mindset. And it's always about, well, now it's about being a servant leader, right? So it's about asking questions and then documenting and making sure that you have all the information before you take an action. And I think when you change your mindset on that, the questions are a lot because it's very like you want to execute, but The questions are very like, well, maybe you should go and talk to this person, or maybe you should meet up, or
Yeah,
maybe no, stop being a little bitch and do your goddamn job.
I think for me, it's more like I've been a project manager for almost a decade now without
Right,
a course. And the
right,
fact that I have to take this course so people will take me seriously
right,
despite the 10 years of experience doing it without a course.
right, right.
Um, it's like, oh, yeah, what am I going to do? Am I going to talk to the stakeholder? Maybe, I don't know. What do you do in this
So
situation?
you always want to talk to the stakeholder. You always want to, and we could talk about it, but we always want to talk to the stakeholder. So I did take it. I passed. I passed with above target for all three domains. So I'm excited about that. Never want to do it again. So we'll be making sure that my PDUs stay up to date through for the next 4 years. Other than that, oh, then I started watching Found again. I did fall behind Will Trent, and then the weekend after I took my PMP, I got into a little cozy Netflix series called Sweet Magnolias
Yeah, that
with
was.
Heather Headley, which is the only reason why I watched it. I realized where the other girls came from, like after I started watching it, like Drop
Mhm.
Dead Diva and from Once Upon a Time and from Reba. But
Yeah.
Chris Klein is in it too. He's
Yeah,
aged.
I was like before I took my TikTok sabbatical, it was coming across the timeline a lot more.
Hmm.
And I was just like, no, we're not.
It's cozy. It's very southern. And so you have the church and you have put your faith in God and everything will be okay, but also very, very catty. Very, very it doesn't come off as like overly spiritual, but
Hmm.
because the small southern town, like that comes up. They do have Heather Headley sing a couple of times, and I love that woman's voice. And I think you've heard me speak about it a lot. I don't think they do her character
Yeah.
enough justice in the last 3 seasons. So I'm hoping in this fourth season, it'll be a little bit better.
Crossing fingers and toes. I did watch Hell's Kitchen, that play that Alicia Keys brought to Broadway.
How was that?
I did like it. It's a jukebox musical with obviously Alicia Keys songs in it, just reimagined for Broadway. The only thing that bothers me, and I think this is my age finally catching up with my brain, the main character, Allie, is 17 years old, and it's very clear that she's 17 years old, and she's going after a man who is at least 23 to 25 years old. He can't tell that she's a child. And it's just like, that's a child. Like the entire time I'm watching it, like, he can't tell she's 17. She acting like a child. This is a child. I don't like it. It makes me feel uncomfortable.
They also say, though, right, that men who are typically more attractive to younger women is because they also have not matured to that age. So was he like displaying signs of being immature?
No, he's a painter. He paints buildings. He has his own house. He's just very like trying to keep to himself.
In New York?
Yeah. Well, apartment, not house.
Oh, okay,
He
okay.
lives in Alphabet City. And it's just like it's like the early 90s. He's a typical 90s guy who's, foreign as fuck. But, you know, he keeps to himself. He don't really bother too many people. It's like, okay, he cute, whatever. But like, that is a child. There is no way around it. That is a child. I
Was it
don't.
loud? Was it very loud?
No, it was good. The understudy did a version of Falling that, like, I want his version of
Oh.
Falling, not Brian Dixon. I love Brian Dixon's voice, no relation to Robin Dixon. But if y'all want that old school 90s R&B singing shit, y'all need to listen to Broadway soundtracks, especially Black Broadway soundtracks, because that's where you're gonna get that singing. That I was raised in the church, my life is singing. That's where you're
Yeah.
gonna get that. You're not gonna get that on the radio. You're not gonna get that in streaming. You're not gonna get that anywhere outside of Broadway. So see more
Oh,
shows.
it's done.
Hmm?
It's done.
Oh, it's finished. It's going on tour though.
Okay, here we go. Second North American production announced. It'll
Hmm.
go on tour in October of this year. Oh no, why are they saying there's still shows? Maybe they extended it. Okay, I'm confused.
It's
One thing
weird.
it said it ended on the 14th.
No,
So
because
I am coming to New York and I'm trying to go see
Death Becomes Her.
no. It's on my list, but I have other things that came out before. Crap. It's gonna bother me now. Hadestown.
I love her.
So we're gonna stand online at the ticket spot.
Why couldn't you be coming to town this week when it's 2-for-1 tickets?
Because our baby sister's birthday isn't until, so that's when I'm coming. I made her this promise like a year ago. So she was like, "You remember? You made the promise that you'll come into town." Yes. I didn't forget. I didn't forget. And of course, my husband was like, "Look at your baby sister. She's such a baby. You have to do anything for the baby." She's a grown woman. She's not a baby anymore.
Yeah.
She's a grown woman.
My baby.
As my eyes get stuck in the back of my head. Other than that, I finished our Arcane. We finished Arcane this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the ending wasn't as satisfying as I thought it could have been.
That's normally the case.
Like, I wasn't disappointed, but it ended, and I was like, "Okay, next episode." And there wasn't. I was like,
Hate that.
"Okay."
I hate that feeling where it's like, this is all you giving me? This is
I
it?
mean, it ties it up. You do have a sense of
Completion?
finality, yeah, of a completion, but there could have been more. And I know they only made it for 2 seasons. I loved the character design and the art design, and the
Mm-hmm.
music is so good. I think that'll be a soundtrack that I play in my car for a while. But yeah, I thought that's really been it. I got Onyx Storm. I pre-ordered it, and I have not even opened the. I don't know. I feel like Rebecca Yarros is kind of leaning towards, and I'd say she's mediocre, but leaning towards Taylor Swift for me. I will read it, but I think this year, and I said that last year, and I started to become more intentional in
Mm-hmm.
the authors that I read. And so I have a long list of Black authors that I want to read. So I want to kind of weave in and out because I still have a very long list of to be read. So I want to weave in and out of some of the Black authors that I'm reading. Maybe try to get into a Children of Song and Blood, I think it's called, or Fire and Bone. I don't remember.
Oh, the movie that's coming out?
Yeah, I've tried to read it. I couldn't get into it. I'm gonna try again but everybody says book 1 is really good, but book 2 isn't. So I'm like, is it even worth than me starting this journey if I know that book 2 is going to be bad and I'm struggling to get through book 1? So
That's how I
that's where I'm
feel.
at.
Is it Parabel of the what is that? What? Yeah, Parabel of the Sour. I tried to get into that at the beginning of 2020, and it was so dystopian and so depressing and so on point. So I was
And
just
we're
like,
living it now. Why would I even
yeah,
read
that's just
this?
like,
What am I doing? That's why there's 2 things that I don't like reading. I don't like reading about zombies. I don't like reading about dystopian novels because I feel like it's something that we can experience. And so why I put myself in that, right? Like, especially like after like COVID, I
mhm.
firmly feel somebody can create some sort of zombie-esque type of cocktail and fuck us all over. And I'm just not with anything dystopian. So I know that Parable of the Sower is what everybody's telling you to read, but we're there, right? We're
Yeah.
there. Why even bother? So
Anyway,
this
getting
episode,
right, we are
we've
in.
been really, really hyped about it. Before we even get started, we've been really, really hyped about it, and it did not live up to the memory. But now you can get started.
Sorry, I was trying to hold that in for the longest time, but when you, oh my God. Another reason not to have kids is they will cough on your face on
Yes.
purpose to give you the flu and then laugh as you are in your deathbed with
That's why you
chill and a
send them to
fever.
jail.
They love
Send
calling
them
the
to
cops.
jail. Call the cops.
I love calling the cops on them. You call the cops? Call the cops there? Anyway, as a day of wedding coordinator, this episode I have so many questions. Professionally, I have so many questions. And while it probably didn't live up to the hype of what like we built it up to, it does I have a lot of feelings about this episode.
I
But
have feelings, tons of them. I think let's get started and we'll get into it. So open up the episode. Let's do this properly.
We are on season 4, episode 15, The Merry-Go-Round. The original air date is March 14th, 2002. The writer this week is Daniel Cerrone. His full credits are in season 4, episode 4, Enter the Demon. The director this week is Chris Long. He directs 5 drama episodes, the first of which is Coyote Piper.
Oh,
The guest
that was a
stars
good
this
one.
week, we have Victor, Daryl, and the Seer all in this episode. Rest in peace, Coolio as our Lazarus demon. He had 108 acting credits, including Martin and Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Tony Amendola as the Dark Priest, 150 acting credits, including Once Upon a Time. Give it up for Geppetto!
I love him. I
And
saw him and I was like, oh my God.
it's so funny because in season 1, where they have the Grimlocks and that blind guy, he goes on to Once Upon a Time, and then we have Geppetto in this season, always pulling from the same stock. Um, David Doty as the minister, 87 acting credits, including Boston Legal and Mad Men. The trivia this week: the church featured in this episode was also featured in the movie Heathers, in Melrose Place, Buffy, and later Desperate Housewives. So that's cool. As a day of wedding coordinator, as I said, let me dispel the myth that rice kills birds. Balloons, Phoebe had a point there. They
Rice
harm.
doesn't kill birds.
No, it doesn't. They don't kill birds. Balloons can lead to power line fires and outages. So I typically would suggest going for biodegradable confetti, bubbles, or my favorite, ribbon wands. It's all cute. It makes a good photo opportunity. And for videographers, those are super
Hmm.
cute.
I like the sparklers at night too. Those are cool.
There's no music in this episode, which, sucks, but whatever.
Yeah, we're getting to that point now, right? Where we're moving away from the music.
The IMDb synopsis is: it's wedding time again in the Halliwell household, which can only mean one thing: trouble. The DVD synopsis is: Phoebe fights with her sister's sister on her wedding day, while the source, which has completely taken over Cole, orchestrates a demonic ceremony. The Black Girl Charm synopsis is: the sisters are finalizing preparations for Phoebe and Cole's wedding, hoping for a demon free day. However, Cole, taken over by the source, is warned by the seer that if he marries Phoebe in a white wedding, he cannot be crowned as the source. She foretells that their son will be so powerful, the most powerful magical being ever. Because of this, Cole plans to sabotage the wedding, including causing a rift between Phoebe and Paige. The seer's plans includes unearthing a Lazarus demon, and we ultimately learn the seer's true motives. She wants that fucking baby. That baby is mine. It's mine. All the shit I did for this fucking baby, that belongs to me.
Just like the
Paige,
grandma.
right? Paige does a disastrous tarot reading for Cole and Phoebe's wedding. She expresses a concern to Piper, who thinks it's Paige, her feelings about the wedding. Paige thinks it's all of Cole's bad karma. First time as Balthazar, the Lazarus demon attacks. He's temporarily defeated. Paige proves she supports Cole and Phoebe's marriage, which almost leads to her demise. By the end of the episode, the Lazarus demon is defeated, and Cole keeps his secret and gets his dark ceremony. I
The
have
source is so deliciously deceitful. I wonder if I ever truly loved Cole, if it was always just the evil side of him.
it was
Was it
always the evil
always
side of him.
Balthasar? And just
The evil side of him is such a planner, a forward thinker, a
yeah,
provider. The evil side of him is everything that you want in a man without
right.
the evilness.
But don't get me wrong, Cole is like 90s R&B, like, baby, come back. I need you. I'm begging. I'm down on my knees, begging you to come back home. Like, that's Cole. But Balthazar and the source, well, just the fact that that man knew which sister to go after, how to go after her,
Well, I feel
he
like
be listening. He be listening.
he does, because I feel like he didn't really know what his plan was until Phoebe said that the remark about the dress. And that's when everything started. I have 12 individual thoughts about this. I don't know how many you have.
I feel like our thoughts typically line up. And
Okay.
so you can. As usual, you can go first, and if there is something that you are missing, I will bring it up.
So I know that we have the running joke that Cole has money stashed, but realistically, who paid for this wedding? Because pulling all of this off in a month, it's
Cole,
pricey. Yes, I understand that. But the sound system, pulling it off in a month, renting the church, the catering. How? He does not have a job.
this man is a decades, years, eons
So
old
what we
demon.
are
If he
saying
don't have
is,
money stacked up, then you did not do your job as a demon. He
so
ain't Leo.
what we are saying is the greatest good on earth is okay with using ill-gotten gains for this wedding. Copy. Copy. All right. So we can know they're no longer good guys because
Ever. Like, seriously?
they're using blood money for this wedding.
Seriously?
Also, all the reasons why Piper couldn't have her traditional wedding still fucking exist. Why didn't we see a conversation on them being like, this
Bitch,
is
you
dumb?
stupid.
Yeah.
I feel like Piper already had. I feel like Piper. You remember, was it last episode where she made all that food after thinking that they had defeated the Source and
Mhm.
everybody like ran? And I think at that point she's over. She's over these bitches. I feel like she brought it up. I feel like she said, "Hey, I'm concerned. There's a reason why we had the wedding at the house. There's a reason why we didn't have this many people. I am afraid that you're going to have this, and you are going to either embarrass yourself or get someone killed." And Phoebe kind of blew her off, and she was like, "Message received. What do you need me to do? Because I'm not doing this with you."
The reason why it's bothering me is I know they spent upwards of $20,000 for this wedding. And that's just being conservative. From the dress, the rush job on the fucking dress, because the dress alone will cost you like 5,000 if you're doing a good one. They didn't go to
Right.
no fucking like secondhand store for the dress, even though the dress
Right.
looks like it should have gone secondhand store. Neither here nor there. Um,
And that would not have been the dress that I had put Phoebe in, but that's
Neither here nor there. Like
neither
this is
here
not
nor
the
there.
fashion report.
Right, right.
It just because I know the amount of money that would have been like spent for this wedding, it feels weird that nobody is like,
Hear me out. You just lost your older sister, right?
mm-hmm,
Partly because of your younger sister. You got this new chick here that's only here so that you can pay rent, because who is paying the equity loan? Thank
mm-hmm.
you, Roger. Who is paying the equity loan on this mortgage, right? I just feel that Piper was just, it wasn't that she didn't have fucks to give. I just think, at what point do I just stop arguing? Because y'all don't listen to me. Y'all ain't listen to Prue and listen to me. Do what you want to do. And if it comes off successful, then I'll eat my hat. But I know that when shit started happening, I know she was like, see, I told you, raggedy ass bitch. But I can't say that because I'm supposed to be the older sister now.
Yeah, it's just for me as a wedding professional and somebody who was looking at this critically, there is no way this wedding was pulled off without some evil shit going down. And for y'all to be the good guys, y'all not like wary about
I
this.
mean, she got her licks in later season because of all the shit that she pulls.
Anyway, best friends? These are not your Piper's your best friend, not Paige.
But Paige's response, and she was like, "Oh, I know her head." She was like, "Bitch, we ain't friends."
Yeah.
No, that's what she was thinking.
Yuck. Victor, you're a street rat.
What was that?
Victor disgusted me throughout this entire episode. Uh, I'm gonna take your golf balls and I'm gonna take like you are
It
just
has my name. And even reversing back, Cole, why would you buy this man golf club? Like, why would you buy him golf balls? He don't do nothing. All he do is eat.
you right because he does say I do eat chocolate.
See what I'm saying? All this man do, all he do is eat. Why would you think that he would do any? That was a Cole. That wasn't a Source decision. That was a Cole decision.
To your earlier point, my third point is Piper knows something is up. She's just like, we just gonna keep on chugging and keep on
Yeah.
moving, and we go over the moon. Fourth note, Geppetto. Fifth note, yuck. These people have no boundaries. From Phoebe being like, because we're gonna be too busy getting busy.
In front of your dad, bro.
would barely kiss Jose in front of my mama. You think I'm talking about like getting my black blown in front of my mama? Y'all are nasty.
That's so weird. Like, this ain't a Caribbean household.
Then we go into Victor talking about these are from my private collection. I don't want to see your porn.
I did pause it. It didn't look like porn, but why would you say it like? I
What
mean,
else is in your private collection then?
right? You watching porn with your son-in-law? I was like, that's so.
I was telling Jose earlier, I'm like, he's watching porn with his son-in-laws and their black friend. This feels creepy. And this, it has to be a white thing because y'all can call me problematic if you want. I don't give a shit. This is real life experience. The only time I have ever been in a party and porn is on the TV and
Is
there's a
that
group
is
of
that a
people
white
it's
college
at a
party?
white party. It is at a white fucking party. That is the only time I have ever been in a party and then seen a group of men watching porn while the music is bumping.
Did I ever tell you my first job?
No. Did you catch them already? Damn. I thought we
So,
had more time.
my first job I found on. It wasn't Craigslist. It was like I
Back
don't think
pages?
no, I don't think the magazine exists anymore. But it was like a New York weekly magazine. It was like one of those free magazines that you can get on like remember the little box at the corner you could grab them
Like Village Voice.
and yeah, it was like Village Voice, right? And they needed somebody who could work during the summer to call sales and you get paid whatever. Okay, cool. I get there, it's in Manhattan. We go for an interview. I I think I did the interview over the phone and I got the job or whatever like that. So I go in and it's like an apartment maybe or something like that. But in New York, like you don't think anything of it because some people run businesses out of the apartment. I gotta stop putting myself in dangerous situations. Right. So he had like the tough what's it called? Like the tough shelving
Mm-hmm.
all over the room or the office or whatever, and it was all full of like tapes.
Mm-hmm.
You remember when what was he called? Like Back on the Street where they would like go and talk to people about their favorite music video,
Mm-hmm.
then they would play the music video on BT. It was tapes like that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not the job that I had. The job that I had was cold calling video stores to carry the porn that he had. And then he had a little, he had, the combination TV VHS.
Mm-hmm.
He had two of those, and one would be playing the music from the videos, while in the background on the other TV, the porn would be on.
That story just reminded me of when I was working at Cablevision and this black guy called in because he wanted more adult premium channels. He was like, my sister, let me ask you a question. How come it's only white people in these videos? I want to see some sisters. I want to see some black people. I don't want to just see white people having sex. I want to see some sisters. My sister, sir, I'm not your sister. I'm not your sister. I don't.
Why? So I didn't have a call like that, but I did have a call where the guy was complaining because he was like, "Well, it was like Playboy. We had Playboy like one other channel, right? It was like two or three of the channels we had.
Yeah.
He had all of that. He was like, I'm just looking for something more. And I was like, well, sir, you have all of our premium channels. What exactly is it that you're looking for? Maybe I can help you. Because you always have to do like the utmost, right? So maybe I can help you on the channel lineup. Maybe we can get you into something else. You want to order pay-per-view? What do you want? And he was like, it's not enough black people on my screen. And I was like, sir, I can't help you with that. Like, I can't. He was like, you tell me you don't have no other channel where it's just solely like black women? No, sir, I do not. Why are you calling my
See,
line?
you're supposed to turn that shit into a sale because you know what I did? I was like, just for $4.95, you can get Playboy on demand, and I'm pretty sure you can just
He
get.
had all of that. There was no upsell.
He had
So now I'm pissed because it's like 11 o'clock at night. You're calling my line because your jack off didn't work because you're watching white girls. You have the man was like gold out. He had the on demand. What am I saying? And then you got this dumbass listening to my line talking about give him Showtime. He does not want soft core, you dick.
Yeah.
So
Give
I was
him
like, I was like, what about like Max on demand? Or he was like, I guess. And I was like, all right, here, $4.95, whatever. Get off my line. I gave him
that.
that. I'm sure he did not keep it the full 30 days. I'm 100% sure. Because if you complaining about Playboy and the other one we have, I'm sure Skinamax wasn't going to do it for you.
Yeah.
But that just, I mean, yeah, porn. And then, we are going back to Charm. What is your next?
Piper, you're burying your head in the sand. And the fat phobia in this episode.
We will circle back to this. I'm going to put a pin on my comment. I'm going to let it slide because it was the night before her wedding.
The fat phobia?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the only reason why I'm going to let it slide. But we're going to put a pin on that if you don't have it in your notes.
All right.
We're going to come back to that.
You can see that Piper is very clearly keeping her head in the sand, and it's not fun.
What's she supposed to say? I told you so, you dumbass bitch.
Ex-convict?
You killed my sister, you dumbass bitch. Like, what is she supposed to say in this moment that is going to make everything better? I can't stand you because you're about to get the wedding that you want with a ex-demon, and I'm marrying an angel. I had to do it in my house with my sister who was going through shit, which you also killed, by the way. Like, what was she supposed to say?
Is that like ex-convict? Problematic chuckle. Paige, you're a hothead, and they definitely would have put hands on each other daily if they grew up together.
Oh, it would have definitely been a Kim, the other girl name.
Kim and Kyle?
No,
Kim and Courtney?
Yes.
Every time I see that fight on my timeline, I watch it. Put your hands on me.
So wait, who would be Kim and who would be Courtney? I feel like Paige would give Phoebe the hands.
Yeah. Paige, that's your favorite spell? Damn, you too predictable.
Also, how many times have you used it since you became a charm?
Exactly, that's my favorite spell. I remember the twice a day from the promo and future promos when Paige is like, we kicks evil's ass every day. And Piper's just like, sometimes twice a day. I remember that pull quote. So when I heard it, I was just like, they don't do WB promos the way they used to.
No.
On the new WB Sunday. Oh, so good. Anyway, an obedience spell, the seer. I wish she would have said, did she also have a spell for your balls? Because I felt like that would have been what she really wanted to say.
That's what she wanted to say.
But it's the WB, and you couldn't really get that raunchy that yet.
I loved her. Are you not going to invite me in?
This wedding doesn't even look this lavish to be dealing with all of this, down to the bride. Sorry. She did it.
Did she sew it by hand? Because I ain't never seen a sewing machine in the Halliwell manor.
This is her machine in the attic. But
in the attic? Okay.
Yeah, but I don't. She should have brought it down, but then Phoebe wouldn't get sleep, so she definitely did. Either she was doing it by hand or with those like the staple sewing machine. She had the hem ripper. Wow, Mama would be so mad. And the staple sewing machine. Let's see. Her heart stopped, but she's not dead. Okay. You didn't pay for anything. That's pure Phoebe. That's about Phoebe. You didn't pay for anything. I don't know why you over here acting like aggrieved. Year to your wedding, but Piper planned it, partially paid for it. It is the day of wedding coordinator and the event and the wedding planner.
Did you do this? Did you do that? Did you do this? She was sick of her.
Defenseless as a cat toy. Don't tell her what to do. Cole really don't like this girl thinking on her feet. Also, did we know that Piper could put things back together? Also, y'all not violent enough for me because Prue would have sent her flying. So when they get to the cemetery and they're dumping the Lazarus demon out, Piper like gestures her hand over the dust, and the Lazarus demon comes back to life. Did we know she could do that? Did we know that she could put things back together? Or is it just...
She unfroze him. So she froze him so that he didn't get resurrected on the way to the cemetery.
Okay.
That's why when he was like, oh, I'm going to go deal with the Lazarus demon myself. And she was like, well, no, you don't have any powers. I have to come with you. And then it became a family affair.
Yeah. Also, as soon as Prue saw the seer, she would have been like, get out my face. Get out my face.
Prue versus seer mashup would have been...
Prue would have sent her flying, and Piper would have been like, Oh no! And like goes her in the midair, like we need her. We need to figure it out. That's
I
what.
mean, knowing that it wasn't the seer, that would have happened. But if it was the seer, like the true seer, that Prue, she'd have had Prue just all fucked up. That would have been such a great showdown.
Mhm.
Prue versus the seer. Ah,
Lastly, this scene is a perfect example of why I don't like Leo. You've been a white lighter for over 60 years and you don't feel weird about this wedding happening in a cemetery? Not even a that's not right face.
he
No.
did go a cemetery in a mausoleum.
I mean a mausoleum, but like a
I mean,
chapel.
a chapel in a mausoleum. That's interesting. I've never seen that before. Okay.
Yeah, like you don't even you've been a white lady for over 60 years and you don't feel weird about this wedding happening in a cemetery. Like I just feel there has to be a white lighter chapter about cemeteries. Especially anyway. This goes into why I don't like him. He doesn't even give us like that's not right Paige. Paige is again being the voice of reason. Like this isn't romantic. But this is what happens when
I
you don't want to rock the boat. Rock the fucking boat.
it is kind of romantic because that's where she used to like meet him at the. It was a
But
good
they didn't even
callback
mention that at all. They didn't they just
because
like
they left that on us like they do everything else.
it doesn't we have already had one sister who got married under dark circumstances. Maybe we should investigate, if people want to come at us that way again. First of all, Geppetto don't even look like a good priest. He's not even wearing like a proper priest garb. He don't
And he's
look.
dressed in all black. Nobody's like, and it's late at night. Why is this man?
Why is it
It's
open? Why is it open? Why is it available?
there is no these. It has been years, and I beg, where is your Scooby sense? Where is your sensation?
Then Cole drinks her blood. Not even like a
She smiled at him. She was like, "Oh yeah, we about to get nasty tonight."
like on some Angelina and Billy Bob shit. It's just this doesn't seem on the up and up. Yes, it's romantic, but it does feel like we should be thinking about this.
She was so desperate to have her fairy tale ending. And I think they were going right back into what I said earlier. They were so desperate to have a fairy tale ending, right? It's only been a few months since Prue has died. I think even, and then of course, Paige is new here. As much as she want to say that's her best friend, you are a newcomer. Don't really like you. And I'm going to get into that. Anything Paige said just kind of seemed her being aggressive and almost slightly jealous of the fact that Phoebe was getting married. So I would have stopped talking.
Paige worked really hard to prove that, like, with the invisibility spell. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't like her thinking on her feet because she's like, you know what? We don't take it away. We're going to transfer it from one sister to another.
Right, right,
And
right.
that's how
He
you're going
wasn't
to know I'm,
expecting that. He
yeah.
wasn't expecting that.
I hate this bitch.
I,
But I just,
no, go ahead.
I just feel you gave Paige the tarot cards because obviously you believe in it and you believe in her. Oh no,
Oh, let's get into that, please.
but
That
you
was
don't
on
want to
my
believe the
note.
cards.
Like everything else, right? They never believe anything else. Y'all are witches. Y'all are the charmed ones. Y'all are supposedly this huge force of magic. But then when it comes to other magic things, y'all don't believe in it. And the bitch pulled
When
it
it comes to
twice.
brown magic, they don't believe in it.
The, the bitch pulled.
You
The bitch
wasn't
pulled
gonna
it
say it.
twice. I thought it, but the bitch pulled it twice. Twice. Same array, same lineup, same cards. And those cards were very nice. And I wanted them, but they were only made for, I'm guessing they only made those three cards, which is why the backs were just one solid color. I think they only made them for this episode, which is really sad because I love that the Three of Swords
Mm-hmm.
was turned into despair because it's all about
Mm-hmm.
like heartbreak and betrayal and it can go into lost love and it can go into it's just what a beautiful card. I really like the imagery, but it was only for an episode. But the girl pulled it twice. She pulled it twice. She told you about it. And then for Piper to be like, you sure this ain't about your feelings? Which one, you ain't supposed to be reading other people without their permission. That's one. And if Piper had said that, I would have been more along the lines of, okay, that makes sense. You be reading people without permission, it might have backfired on you. You might have gotten information. But for her to just be so
dismissive of it.
Dismissive. But again, I think it just goes into we got to give this girl her happy ending no matter what because she's been through so much.
I think
Even
what
though she
also
caused most of
bothers
it.
me about it is Paige has a very good fucking point. Cole has been a demon for over 100 years. Where does that go? If we're talking about energy, if we're talking about powers, if we're talking about all that, where does that energy go?
And Piper goes into the fact about redemption. And this will always bother me
I don't
that
think
he
you get
never got.
redeemed in 5 episodes.
True, true.
I don't think 100 years
It just
over 100.
bothers me he never got his redemption because you start seeing this episode too at the beginning where the source is talking to the seer and he's like, Cole used to be this yell. He used to fight back and now it's almost like a whisper. And I just kind of like use his love for Phoebe as like a force to control the charmed ones. And it's sad that you're looking at Cole and it's not really Cole. It's kind of strange though that Phoebe doesn't pick up.
But we know he's blocking her powers.
But you telling me them strokes ain't different? You telling me from Balthazar to Cole to the source, them strokes ain't different?
He blocking her powers. He blocking her like her juju. I
I
just
don't know.
it's if
You
this
go
was
from these R&B to heavy metal, and you telling me they ain't no difference?
if this was supernatural, that 100 plus years of evil would have that storyline that would have been more powerful.
Yeah.
And y'all not paying attention to anything. Y'all
No.
not paying attention to the signs. And yes, I understand. I'm a Libra. I understand burying your head in the sand to not deal with shit. I understand that completely. But there are just certain things that you just can't wish it away. Yeah, it sucks because it's Paige ringing the bell and you're like, shut the fuck up, you don't know anything. But just because you don't like the messenger doesn't mean the message is wrong. And we do
I
see that.
mean,
And we
that's
see
why we're in the
in
predicament that
like
we're
I think
in
in maybe three more
now in the
episodes,
United States.
Piper's like, Paige, you making sense, and I don't really wanna give you that one, but you actually are.
I mean, it's a tale as old as time, right? That's literally why we are in where we are in right now
Right now.
in 2025. It's because they ain't like the messenger.
Right?
But one thing that you missed in your notes, and I really thought that you were going to hit on, is the pure vitriol that Phoebe has for Paige. Like that was just bubbling up. Ain't no.
Mm, I thought about it, but I feel like it's more of Cole knows his shoddy. She will never, ever, ever talk to Piper the way she will talk to Paige because Piper will
That's what I'm saying.
beat the fuck out of her.
That's what I'm
And
saying. Like
because
the
she can
the pure vitriol that she had. Like she was waiting. She was waiting to say those mean things. Like, okay, the wedding dress mishap, totally get, because I told you to go pick that shit up. And you ain't pick it up
but
when I told
time
you to go
out,
pick it
time
shit up.
out, time out, time out. What fucking bride waits until the day before her wedding to get her dress?
Well, it was a rush wedding. But two, what bride doesn't do a final fitting before you pick it up? Because my final fitting had me in tears because it was fucked up. So what bride? And shout out to Michelle because she fixed that, y'all, everybody. What bride doesn't do a final fitting to make sure that everything is like your undergarments are laying the way it's supposed to? I brought all of my jewelry when I did my final fitting to make sure that everything looked the way it was supposed to. 'Cause we were flying out in a couple of days. Like
It just
there was
feels
it, yeah. But a
that
man wrote it, right? A man wrote it.
yeah. It also is just like Cole and Phoebe, their sexuality, it was just turned up a lot. Ooh, why don't you go try on that wedding dress and then imagine me kicking you out of it? Oh, I'm about to get you that word in a second. Um, Imagine me taking you out of the dress. Imagine that. We're saying this for the plot to be moved along, but it feels gross and feels icky. And I didn't like it. It was gross. Cause y'all are always sexual and it just feels like a marriage of lust versus a marriage of love.
Right.
Cause yeah, you being mad sexual in front of your dad and your
It
sisters.
was weird. It was weird.
Yeah. I do like Phoebe's hand acting. Do I look like Millie Platt? Her flipping it over in that anger. The hand acting it made me chuckle and it always makes me chuckle because Alyssa can do flustered very well, like
Yeah.
flustered angry very well.
Her voice
Um,
acting is really good too. With us running out of time.
I know. I think the last thing I do want to note is when Coolio's like, he told me.
Oh, that was so good.
And then Phoebe's just like, oh no, not again.
She
Not
she grabbed
again.
onto Piper like, oh my god, oh my god, I'm about to pass out.
Yeah. And it's just like, no, I
But
can't
the
do this.
fact that's what I'm saying, so deliciously evil, like the way he thought on his feet and turned into the,
But yes,
which is why you
and
can't tell me that that girl defeated. Okay, all right, never
anyway,
mind.
it's just like, it just feels weird because Phoebe just immediately like breaks down and Leo, there's no reaction from Leo.
Leo was like,
Piper's holding on to her sister, but like keeping her eyes on the prize.
she was ready. She
And
was ready.
Paige is just like, I ain't want to say it. I told you. Like, even if it wasn't proven that Cole was the one behind it, Paige was like, Evil was trying to stop this wedding. It's not me. It's evil. You telling me that everything that could go wrong, you hear about your wedding dress, and then next thing you know, the wedding dress is fucked up. Your face is messed up. They knew what spell I was going to use. They keep.
I mean, everybody knew what spell you were going to use, girl.
I know,
Everybody knew what
right?
spell
I
you were
know.
going to use.
You just keep fucking. It was very clear that somebody was trying to
That's what I'm
destroy the
saying.
rating.
The vitriol that she just shoved at Paige, I felt was sitting in her chest for a while. Versus even just listening to her outright. Because I mean, why would I sabotage your shit? You marrying him, I'm not.
Yeah. Like, I feel like it's that curse of being the baby sister. So you can dump on her and you can talk to her any kind of way, and she's just going to have to take it
Which is
because
what she
she's the
did.
baby. But like I said, just because you don't like the messenger, don't mean the message is wrong. Because to Paige's point, why would the Lazarus demon, like a Lazarus demon of all demons, come through?
Get digged up. Yep, yep.
This makes no sense. They know exactly what spell I was going to use both times. Whenever Cole said something, the Lazarus demon was like, okay, boss, I ain't going to do it. I'm going to do this one.
Ugh.
He didn't attack Cole. That's because I yelled at him. Maybe he was thrown off by me yelling at him.
Okay, okay.
Just gobbling up this bullshit. Like, you're lying to me, dog. I do like this episode, even though there's a lot of like plot holes professionally for me. But it does highlight how smart and sophisticated Balthazar is as a source. And it also like, yes, why is the seer involved in this? Like, why is her hand all over this? And it's because she wants that baby.
Yep.
So are we saying that
She's a crazy mother-in-law.
no, are we saying that Phoebe and Cole's baby would be more powerful than Wyatt?
That's what Seer saw.
All right. Fuck a twice blessed baby, I guess. I don't really have anything else. Oh, what about the fat phobia you were saying? You're gonna put a pin in it?
I came back to it about the fact that I just think it
The
was just
vitriol?
pure, yeah.
Yeah, it just I feel like it's just she feels like she can sun Paige and she gonna do it every chance she can because she will never, ever, ever stand up to Piper. She knows she fucked up. She will keep that to herself. She'll be a good little girl for as long as she can because she know the minute she come at Piper left, Piper's gonna be like, "You killed her sister. It's your fault. She's gone." And yeah, who wants to deal with that? That being said, I think I'm going to give this like 5 out of 10 ugly wedding dresses because the Halliwells can never have a good wedding dress. The only one who had a good wedding dress was Prue, and that was a two-piece black outfit. So, but yeah, good episode. Very funny when Piper's like, she's putting on her face. Very funny. Piper's just thinking on her feet too. All the craziness that's going on.
I'm gonna give it 6.5 midnight church in a cemetery.
Like, this is not what's supposed to be happening. What's going
Ugh.
on? Y'all don't know anything. Y'all don't know the rules. We're lost. That's a different show that you will never watch. The next episode is the fifth Halliwell, and I think that's the episode where Cole terrorizes Paige for a whole episode.
Good, good, good. I like that episode.
I like this arc, and I do think,
I
but
do.
by the time we're done with it, the arc will still like stand up and be a good arc. We're just going to notice all the things that they should have done better to strengthen it. It's very sloppy in parts, but very good and strong in other parts.
Yeah.
That being said, before we wrap it up, we are, since we're at the halfway mark with Charmed, we are thinking about the road ahead. And that being said, should me and my co host, should we do a supernatural podcast after this? Or should we do Scandal? Should we want to know what you guys think. What do you want to hear about? I feel like a lot of people are going to say supernatural just because they love like the black aspect of supernatural, I guess. But
Speaking of the black aspect, do you follow the two black guys who play Dean and Sid?
yes, yes, him with his too tight jeans jacket, the stiff ass bob. Yes.
They did a video to "What did you say about my brother?" Oh, they give me so much joy. Yeah, so supernatural or charmed, and then in
Supernatural
doing
or
so,
scandal.
oh, what did I say? Charmed. Sorry, because I was pivoting to our next point. Supernatural or scandal, but in regards to that, when we do our next watch through, we can't be Black Girl Charm. So we're also looking at potential new names for the entire podcast as a whole. So I'm going to, if you listen on Spotify, there'll be a poll. I think I can do one or two, but there will be a poll, whether it's for Charmed or, excuse me, Supernatural or for Scandal. I feel like the powers that be are just saying Supernatural because I can't get Scandal out at all. Supernatural or Scandal. And I will even leave an open spot. Maybe there's something that we're missing. Maybe there's something that you'd like to
I
hear
know
us
there's
watch.
that Black Witch show that we don't watch, but everybody
No, YouTube.
black or I was gonna say I know it's not. Either way, but people might throw it in there.
Maybe.
Um,
If it's good,
you
but it
know,
could be good, and I just don't know that.
yeah. Or they may do like that fucking AMC show by Anne Rice, A Discovery of Witches.
Discovery Witches is not Anne Rice.
What's the other one? Then
Interview
so
with the Vampire.
I know it's Anne Rice. No, not
The
that one.
Taltos. It's not Taltos, but I know which one you're talking about. The Anne Rice series.
Hmm.
The Mayfair Witches, excuse me.
Yeah, that we go. I was like, I know it's like
I read
Discovery
those books in high school. They're very dirty. I mean, all of Anne Rice is
of
just
Dirty.
dirty. So we'll leave it open. I mean, I guess that'd be a new watch for us too, right? So it could be something that we've never even watched before. We're watching it for the first time. So I will leave it open to you guys. You'll see that on Wednesday when you listen to it. And that's it.
And if the clock app officially goes away in 75 days, y'all can just find me on YouTube. I'm just gonna be doing YouTube shorts, and we will be doing the Spotify shorts, I guess. Where you
Oh
can do
yes, we do have Spotify shorts now. So yeah, we'll be around.
you'll be
We'll be around.
around.
We'll figure it out. We will figure it out. We're black. We will always land on our feet.
If you want, I feel like every time we talk about this podcast on other platforms, this comes up. But if you want to be a guest on the podcast, send us an email at blackgirlcharmed@gmail.com and let us know why you want to be a guest. And if it makes sense, we'll work out the schedule. I'm gonna let y'all know in advance. Y'all will not be bumping Roj on the schedule. He comes first. Then anybody else afterward.
Yeah, I didn't know that we were extending it out to other guests. I don't
Every
like
time
people.
every time somebody on
I'm cussed out now. I
TikTok
don't like
or
people.
Twitter finds out about us, they're always like, I need, I need to be a guest. I need to be a guest. And I
Okay,
love
I
it.
mean, you know what? I'm all for it. Let's do it. I know we had Roj waiting in the background, and that's coming up soon. And if there's somebody that you think would be a good fit, let us know.
I
We'll have
know.
some special episodes.
Who is it? We might have to do Roj and then like World of Witches right after him
Oh
because
yes, yes.
they have been asking as well. I love that we have like a
For a
lot of
while. For a while.
for a while. I know that it feels good
Yeah.
to have a list of people who would be on our show because we're awesome. But there has to be some order to this madness.
Yeah.
That being said, some witches be hoes.
And some hoes be hungry. I'm tired.
You right. All I have is my Twinings tea. I haven't had food.
I had a apple turnover as I am to do. And I had some, I found this amazing tea at TJ Maxx. It's so good. I gotta stop doing it to myself because they don't exist online. But you guys, we are excited to be back. Thank you for staying on this journey with us. And we look
Through
forward to
this
whatever
journey
happens in
of
this year.
discovery, I'm finding you. What? If somebody says anything along those lines, the half and half theme song will play in my head. I have to sing it out.